All right, going to talk about Florida quarterback DJ Lagway. Talk about keys for success for Lagway against Ole Miss's defense this upcoming weekend. We're going to look at some clips, maybe 4 or 5 clips that hopefully does a good job demonstrating the type of throws and plays Lagway is going to have to make in order to beat Ole Miss's defense. But before we talk about Lagway, before we talk about and look at the film of DJ Lagway, let's talk about Ole Miss's defense first for 1 or 2 minutes, right? Ole Miss's defense, one of the best defenses in the SEC. They lead the SEC in sacks. They are the second defense in the SEC in giving up points per game at 12.9. They got 46 sacks. They're the best defense in the SEC against the run, only giving up 79 yards per game. Now, where they have struggled is against the pass, which maybe hopefully aligns well with DJ Lagway, right? They are bottom 4 in the pass, giving up 229 yards per game, actually one notch in front of Florida. So why are they so successful? Well, their defensive line has been stout. Their defensive line has been able to get pressure without Ole Miss having to blitz very much. And I think that's probably how they're going to approach Florida. Now, Lagway is kind of banged up and coming back from injury, so maybe they blitz more. I don't know. But let's look at their Ole Miss's defense numbers real quick, then we'll talk about Lagway. So against Arkansas, they only blitzed 28% of Taylon Green and Singleton's dropbacks. They got 8 sacks, only blitzing 28% of the dropbacks. Against Georgia, they only blitzed 15% of Carson Beck's dropbacks, got 5 sacks. Against South Carolina, they had 6 sacks. Against Kentucky, they only blitzed 31% of Kentucky's dropbacks, had 6 sacks. Against OU, they only blitzed 14% of Jackson Arnold's dropbacks, and they had 9 sacks. The only team they didn't have any sacks against was LSU, but they had 27 pressures. And the only reason they didn't get sacks because Nuss played a hell of a game. So with that said, Ole Miss wants to get pressure without having to bring any extra defenders. So they're going to drop 7 or 8 a lot and hope their D-line gets pressure, right? So what are the keys for Lagway? I got 4 main keys and hopefully another week of, we got 5, 6, what days? Monday got 5, 6 days until the game. So hopefully Lagway's hamstring continues to recover and feel better, right? So I want an extension, if I'm Lagway, an extension of the LSU game with some improvements. Eliminate the potential interception. So key number 1, process info versus the defense quickly, even when they're dropping 7 or 8 defenders. Now they blitz strategically. Again, maybe I'm wrong. They blitz more and I think they're going to blitz. But history shows that they have relied on the D-line trying to get pressure. And an interesting stat, all of Lagway's interceptions, I think he's thrown 5, have come off when the defense is not blitzing. So they've come off when the defense has dropped 7 or 8. So I think they'll try to confuse Lagway, drop 7 or 8, right? So you got to, and drop 7 or 8. So you got to process info quickly. Key number 2, avoid 3rd and long. That kind of goes hand in hand with key number 1. You don't want to let the D-line get pressure on you. Key number 3, I still think you need to rip it downfield. Like that's your bread and butter. You're probably the best, if not the best, second best quarterback in the SEC on deep passes. Maybe Jalen Milroe is ahead of you right now, but push it vertically. Nuss made some really, really contested throws to beat Ole Miss at home. So I think if you're going to beat Ole Miss, you're going to push it vertically and make some contested throws. That's their, I don't know if it's fair to say their weak part in the defense. Maybe it is fair, but that's where they've given up yards is through the passing game, right? So rip it downfield still, make some similar type of throws that Nuss made whenever LSU beat Ole Miss. Then key number 4, and hopefully his hamstring is improving. You're going to have to use your legs a little bit, I think, to beat Ole Miss. Now, you don't have to go and run it and get 100 yards on the ground. And again, hopefully your hamstring is improving. It should be. But I think you're going to have to use your legs even just a little bit. Even if it's just some scrambling, even some throwing on the run, I think you have to use your legs to hopefully slow down that pass rush a little bit and get some open receivers downfield. All right, so just to kind of recap these keys before we look at some film. Process info quickly when the defense drops 7 or 8. Again, all 5 interceptions have been when the defense is dropping 7 or 8. Avoid 3rd and long. Key number 2. Key number 3, rip it downfield, push it vertically. That's your bread and butter, and we're going to show a few clips of those throws. And key number 4, use your legs, even if it's just a scramble, even if it's just to make throws off of. You don't want to injure yourself. You don't want to take it downfield and run it if you don't have to. But I think to beat Ole Miss, I think using your legs a little bit more than what you did against LSU is probably a key to win. And of course, Florida fans, I do want to hear from y'all and hear y'all's thoughts, what y'all think the keys are. But we'll go ahead and look at these clips that I have from Lagway. And if you're an Ole Miss fan, we're going to have a video, it might already be out, of the keys for Jackson Dart to avoid the upset of Florida. So let's go ahead. We got maybe 4 or 5 clips showcasing some plays of Lagway, and then we'll wrap this video up. Watch 4 clips of DJ Lagway, and this is broadcast footage, so I do apologize. I kind of have to slow things down, but it does a good enough job just demonstrating the type of throws that he's going to have to make repeatedly. So we got a 3rd and 7 here. This is against LSU. The first 3 clips are going to be against LSU, so it's kind of fresh on all of our minds. But one of the main keys is vertical throws and contested throws. So here we have 2. LSU is blitzing here. So what, they bring 5, 6 guys. They have a little stunt right here. But you're going to see a contested throw outside the numbers, I think where the ball ends up, or right close outside the numbers on a deep vertical throw. Now, he has a step or two, but still a pretty good cover, right? There's not a lot of room for error. So again, one of the main keys for Lagway to have success against Ole Miss, push it downfield, have vertical throws, and repeat these contested type throws. We'll go ahead and watch one more contested throw. I think all the throws we have of Lagway are actually vertical throws, but that's okay. All right, so here's the touchdown, bottom of the screen to Badger. We see LSU off coverage for whatever reason, 8, 9 yards off coverage, something like that. But another contested throw. It ends up being a really good catch by Badger as well, but Lagway puts it perfectly. Their defender is in pretty good coverage, I guess, right? But Lagway throws it to space. This is where space is. Throw it out towards the sideline. Let your receiver adjust to it, something that Lagway was able to do, right? So just kind of hammer home the point. One of the main keys to beat Ole Miss, make contested throws repeatedly. I could go back and show when Nuss beat and LSU beat Ole Miss, the type of throws he was having to make over and over and over again to win, I think is what Lagway is going to have to do. So these first 2 throws, I think we're going to have to see several times throughout the game in order to win. Key number 3, let's go ahead and this is one of the best throws, I think, of the season. I mean, this throw is freaking awesome. But key number 3, or maybe it was key number 4, regardless, you're going to have to utilize your legs some. Now, if his hamstring is healthy enough to run, that's great. I have no idea what the case is, but at least be able to continue to do this. Scramble a little bit, utilize your legs in the pocket, throw on the run, and deliver the ball downfield off your scrambling ability, off the threat of at least having your legs contribute to the game. And we see that in this play. Again, it's slow motion, so it doesn't do the play justice, but still an awesome play. So hopefully he's healthy enough to run and be a threat. That's another element of his game that he wasn't able to do against LSU. At least be able to do these type of throws, which he showed against LSU, and be able to move in the pocket, hopefully scramble and roll out a little bit and throw on the run. I think is going to have to be there to beat Ole Miss. I think you're going to have your best foot forward. And the last key, so notice every clip we've watched so far, LSU was blitzing 5 or 6 guys. They were blitzing. And we talked about DJ Lagway. All 5 of his picks came when the defense has dropped 7 or 8, which isn't uncommon. It isn't uncommon to I don't want to say struggle, but when you have 7 or 8, so you have so many more defenders you have to read and decipher, right? So one of the main keys is being good when the defense drops 7 or 8, avoiding those type of interceptions, because Ole Miss has gotten a lot of pressure dropping 7 or 8, only letting their D-line do the work. So I think Lagway is out of the screen. I apologize for that. He comes back. So this is a good example of Kentucky only brings 4. He utilizes his legs a little bit, so this goes hand in hand with using your legs. Let me move myself. But having a successful deep shot downfield. Now I'm showing a bunch of deep shots because a lot of Lagway's completions are deep balls, but not every throw has to be ripping it downfield, right? I think that's a key to win. But the point for this clip, the point of getting this across, is having success when the defense drops 7 or 8, taking care of the football, and he shows he's been able to do it. Now just do it consistently. Don't let Ole Miss confuse you pre-snap to post-snap. So again, at the recording of this video, or at least when the line came out, Ole Miss was a 9-point favorite. So I think these 3 keys, I'll go back to the beginning, these 3 keys will be big for Florida to pull the upset off against Ole Miss, right? Where you are good against 7 or 8 defenders dropping back. You're good whenever you're having to push the ball downfield. And then you're utilizing your legs as well, hopefully as some type of threat. But Florida fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think Lagway needs to do, and how do you think he needs to play in order to pull off the upset? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yes, I get it. It's a full team game. Like the run game, special teams, defense has to contribute. But we're just a quarterback channel, so we're just looking at it from the quarterback perspective. And as always, hey, if you like this type of content, we do a lot of SEC quarterback content. So please consider subscribing to the channel. If you like the video, like it, share, subscribe again. We thank you for watching. Keep following us along. Again, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you next time. Peace.